Hi, welcome back to Zack of All Trades. I'm Zack, and today I'm going to see if I can't whittle down my honeydew list a little bit. Certainly, most of us with a significant other anyhow, have some sort of a honeydew list. Oh, that's not good. And my wife, man, my wife has got the patience of Job with the little things that she sometimes asks me to do or build or make around the house. And most often, the things that go on that honeydew list aren't even things that she's asked about. It's more often something that she's mentioned about buying or needing to get, and I tell her, no, don't buy it. We'll make one. I'll make one. It'll be fine. We won't spend any money on it. And then I put it on my list, and it winds up being something that just never gets made. And so I have a handful of things that I need to build in order to whittle down my list a little bit before I start getting into other projects that I have going on here. Let's see, how do we do this? Need a different square. Do a little bit of a handsaw square cut. Alright, stop me if I've already told you this one. Do you know what this little nub is for? Find your old distance saws for sure, and I think that there may have been another brand or two that adopted this little nib. I'm going to let you think about it for just a minute, and then I'm going to show you. Alright, that's it. That's all you get. Here's what this thing is for. It's for making a little notch right there so as to start your saw curve. It's not all that awesome. I typically will just use a couple of back strokes to get started. This right here, this is the best way that I know to make a square cut with a handsaw. So I'm just going to make just a curve right there, right? And I've marked out the square line. I've done the same on the other side here, right? So now all I got to do is I can cut here. Well, you know what? Why am I going to show you this with my hand when I can just show you with the saw what I'm going to do? Some people have a heck of a time trying to make a square cut with a handsaw. I confess that I was one of them until I don't know, I like to say I figured out this method. I didn't learn it from anywhere. I just kind of came up with it out of my head. Did a video on it a long while back, I guess. And somebody pointed out that was the same principle as a kerf plane. I think it was a kerf plane. Evidently, there's a tool made for making just this little kerf right here so that you can do this. I've got the tool for it right here. So what I'm going to do is now, since I already have this kerf back here, if you can see that very well. Alright, so I've got this kerf back here on the back side. Now all I need to do is I need to follow the line that I've made on the side facing me, and this back side, this is going to guide the saw. So I still have to pay attention to it, but it's pretty much going to do the work for me. Check this out. There we go. Now I've got a square cut. Let's just take a look. Yeah, that's square. I love that. Man, I love that. I love planing old weathered wood. You're never quite sure what you're going to get. Alright, now we've got these two guys, and now it's time to do a little bit of marking. I think that'll work, don't you? And now really the only thing left to do is to hit them with a bit of the patented rusty vinegar wood stain. If you haven't tried it, test it on something, but check it out. This is pretty cool. I read about this in an old book of frontier tales, so to speak, where the narrator, who had been a child in the late 1800s, talked about her father building a table and chairs for their, I don't know, sod house or something like that, a primitive dwelling, and for stain he used vinegar that had nails soaked in it for 3 days, and it turned out just fine. I have used this on a few other projects, namely my dining room table. Thought that was kind of fitting, and it does some pretty cool stuff with the wood. The vinegar brings out the tannins in the wood, and then the rust adds a little bit of that darkness into it. And it's kind of one of those deals where you're not entirely sure what you're going to get as you stain it here. But you just go for it and trust that it's going to be cool. That's my philosophy anyhow. Now that it's daytime and the family is up and at 'em, I can finish doing this part. Finally put this project to rest. I don't need a drywall anchor because I'm close enough to the door here that the frame is right there. It's pretty solid. Oh, I found a nail. Gave these guys also a little drink of linseed oil after that other stuff had dried, and darkened them up a little bit to try to match a little bit better here. There we go. And that is pretty much that. Granted, not a super complex project, but something that would have cost me, I think I figured these would have cost me about 20 bucks a piece, 20 or 25 bucks a piece, had I bought these at the, at Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. So for the cost of a piece of a 4x4 out of an old recycled pallet and a couple hours worth of dorking around in the shop, now I've got some beautiful handcrafted homemade curtain rod sconces. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. I appreciate you watching. I really appreciate your time. And well, thanks for coming along with me on marking off an item from the honey-do list. Thanks again. We'll see you again soon. Take care.